Hey guys, Mars Naked here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we got the announcement on Twitter today from the official global page that LR Janemba is going to be releasing on global. I assume this is going to be after the maintenance, so releasing at the same time as all the version Z stuff. This is kind of crazy. I imagine we will see in the news once the game is up after all of that update, obviously all of the new stuff. But I imagine that we are still going to get the LR Marshall Vegeta EZA and the Super Trunks EZAs, but I expect they'll push them slightly later into the month, because obviously all of this stuff is coming out on the Monday, which is the 17th. So we still have, even like the week after that is the 24th. So by the end of January, we should see LR Marshall Vegeta EZA and the two Super Trunkses, I assume. But yes, LR Janemba finally coming to global. In theory, based around the Gogeta release, we were expecting him either in November or December before the end of the year. But January, it is a slight delay, but he is finally coming. Now, this video is going to be an interesting one. You guys will have seen me on Twitter. I mean, literally before recording this, I was already engaging with a bunch of people. I like this unit. I don't understand the hate that everybody has. Well, I say everybody, that people have for this guy. We always get into arguments and meme about, like, the APT boys and stuff. And that is a funny meme. I will say, like, the APT boys or whatever. But obviously, I don't hold any ill will towards anyone that plays the game. I think what you have to accept is everybody has a different way of rating units. And if you're somebody who favors big attack stats, beating events as quickly as possible by outputting as much damage as possible, or you're somebody who prefers defense and survivability, running tanks, all this kind of stuff, like, these two kinds of people are never going to agree on, like, whether a unit is top tier or not, because they like different things. And when it comes to Janemba, the biggest complaint that we see about him is that he doesn't really do a lot of damage. So if we look at his stats and everything, like, his super attack effects are terrible, and there's no real way to defend that. He just does Colossal and Mega Colossal like a standard LR, and he lowers defense or greatly lowers defense. So nothing too impressive there. His leader skill is Corroded Body and Mind and Movie Bosses, 4 key and 150 to stats. I mean, at least it's better than 130 that a lot of summonable LRs have. Corroded Body and Mind obviously is a mission that plagues a lot of people for the Goku event if you haven't pulled Tech Janemba, so he could be helpful for that. Obviously, Movie Bosses has a lot of leaders at this point, but it could still be useful. But when we look at his stats, he has attack and defense 120%. He guards all attacks in the same turn as the first or second attacker in the turn. So this is the interesting thing about him. So he has to attack in order for that to activate. So if he's in slot 1 being attacked before he attacks, then he doesn't guard. And I think a lot of people don't like this aspect of this Janemba, because most of the other Super Janembas that we're used to seeing in the game, they all just have guaranteed guard straight up, right? Like ever since the Int one and then the STR one came out. Now, he does have it in the second slot as well, which is useful, but it means he has no guard in slot 3. Then he also gets 2 key up to 6 and attack and defense 22% up to 66%, so 3 times to max out both, with each attack performed as the second or third attacker in the turn, and then he has a high chance of nullifying Ki Blast super attacks directed at him. So we've obviously seen with the release of, like, the tech androids on JP how ridiculously powerful nullifying Ki Blast super attacks can be, as it is the majority of the super attacks in the game. He only has a high chance to do it, though, which is a little bit awkward. But yeah, I think what a lot of people don't like about him is his build-up, because if he's meant to be a tank, like a defensive unit, in a lot of situations, especially in difficult content, you want to put him in slot 1. But he's not going to guard straight away. And then, of course, if you really want him to get up to his max, not only for damage output, but having higher defense on top of that, you do need to have him in the second or third slot and attack like 3 times. So obviously, if you get lucky, like if he double super or even just double attacks, you can have his passive maxed out by the end of the second turn that he's on. But that means he's not going to be fully maxed out until turn 5. And then obviously, if you don't get any additionals, he's not going to be maxed out until turn 7. So in something like Super Battle Road, you're probably not going to see his max passive all that often. So I can see, like, the flaws in his design. Like, I feel like he should just guard, like, constantly, right? And then even if they'd given him this second or third slot for him to build up, to kind of like force you to not keep him in the first slot all the time. I feel like the trade-off would be okay, right? Because if you want to get that build up, you can, but if you don't want to, you can just leave him in slot 1 and he just guards all the time. But I definitely think he's an interesting unit. I mean, you can see the animated card art on the side here. Like, I really like this. LRs have always had slightly more interesting art, but now they've started to add some proper, like, changing effect animations and stuff, which I think is really cool. He does also have a rage mode. Can be activated when HP is 66% or more, starting from the 6th turn of the battle. And then the rage mode, he creates the sword. He does destructive damage to the enemy of a temporary high chance of performing a crit, and then the 18 key is the same, basically destructive damage, high chance to crit. So additionals definitely seem like the way for this guy, especially to build up his passive in his untransformed state or his rage state. He does also get 1 extra key per orb in the rage form, because remember, the rage form is basically the same as like a giant ape thing, right? So all 3 attacks on the turn are going to be Janemba, so he doesn't get any key links or anything like that. So getting the extra key per key sphere obtained is going to be very useful. So Super Janemba overall, I do think he is very good. We'll have to wait and see. Like I've said a lot in videos that I don't like to rate units until I use them myself, even if I've watched some videos on them, because I just feel like you get a slightly different experience when you're playing the game yourself and seeing the units do things, testing them out in different slots with different link partners and stuff like that. I will say he is hurt a little bit, I guess, in a sense, with the fact that he is just straight up named Super Janemba, because you can't link him up with the STR or the int one. The tech one, of course, pre-transformation, I don't know if they share that many links. Post-transformation, they would actually be able to link. But in a lot of events, you don't even want to transform the tech Janemba sometimes. And then you have units like Baby Janemba and Janembu. Obviously, on global, his awakening is still a little ways away. They will share some links as well. Honestly, the rotation of Baby Janemba and this Janemba will be quite good. The only thing that's unfortunately missing is that the Baby Janemba does not have Big Bad Bosses. Because remember, this LR Janemba is a Big Bad Bosses unit. So once you link level him and you get Big Bad Bosses to level 10, this attack and defense 120%, he is going to be getting 25% extra attack and defense as long as he's with another unit that has Big Bad Bosses. So that obviously does factor in. Any unit that has Big Bad Bosses obviously going to look better once you get them up to like full level 10 links. So I think he's pretty solid. The only problem is he is, of course, a yellow summon, like yellow coin summon LR, like a legendary summon banner. I will do a separate video going into detail about his banner, but I feel like his banner is going to be a skip for most people because, you know, legendary summon banners don't really have the trend of being particularly good. Like the featured units are not great. Again, we'll go over this in more detail in a separate video, but as always, when I talk about summoning, like if you're somebody who loves Janemba or you just love this unit in general, or you're somebody that spends, I imagine you'll probably throw a few summons at it. You never know. We might see like a Pilaf Trove ticket pack or something like that as well. For me, I really wanted Janemba to come, but I did not want him to come in this time slot because I was kind of hoping when version Z comes out, we should get some special sale packs. We should be getting that greenstone one for an LR, which I will also do a separate video about. I wanted to use those stone sales to try and pull the dupe for Super Vegeta, but I do really want Janemba, so I guess I'll be going in on his banner instead. But let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think of Janemba? If you're a JP player and you've actually used him, let me know your thoughts. And if you are a global player who is excited to summon for him, let me know down below. Yeah, let me know what you think about this whole Janemba discussion from what you've seen, even if you haven't used him. Let me know your thoughts on the unit and your thoughts on summoning for him. So, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.